condition system, bar 12. Hopefully it will be only 2 bars more, or even this part, or maybe 13 bars, and that's it. I'll finish the system. I took around 30 minutes before I start streaming this part, thinking about this part of the part. Okay, that didn't sound funny. The sides part. You see, when I start making the system, I wasn't damn sure how the final result of the system will look like. And I was organizing the data based on how my general hard code would look like, and trying to mimic that part and do it in here. So one of the main things about the system is having more than one side for the animation or animated particles. What does that mean is the dimension. For example, if you play a game, let's say 2D game, there are usually more than one type of 2D games. I'm going in circles now, am I? Should I say am I not or not? For example, if you play a scroller game like Beat 'em Up, Street of Rage, or a platformer like Mario, you can consider the characters has only one side, and you reflect the animation of that side to the left. Whenever you go to the left, you just take the right side and reflect it. That's why I made this system that you decide how many sides do you have. So this character, I decided to give it 4 sides. This character have only one side, and I was going to reflect all its animations to the left. You do the same thing of the right, and you just reflect it. The whole point of the system is some of the games very small examples and very small exceptions, but to be honest, they give a big smile on my face when I see it. Some of the games, the left animation is not the same of the right animation, it's just not a reflection, and that gives more details to the characters. Like if the character holds the sword on his left hand, he's a left-handed, and he hold the sword on his left hand, and when you reflect the character to the other side, it will become his right hand. But if the story he's a left-handed, you see what I'm trying to say? Some of the games have that kind of details, but they're quite rare. Some of the RPG games have that, but they don't have that much of animations too. So most of the time it doesn't matter, but sometimes it gives a very beautiful effect to the viewer, if you ask me. The details, the amount of the details required get reflected on the experience. So that's why I made my system to support 1 and 2 sides and 4 sides for RPG games. Like any RPG game, Pokemon is an RPG game and that have 4 sides. Final Fantasy have 4 sides for the characters that they walk up, down, left, right. The funny part in Final Fantasy, in the fighting scene, you don't need 4 sides. They become 2 sides. So actually you can use one object to represent 4 sides, and most of the animation of the 2 sides in the fighting scene, which are not that many in all RPG games. And when he walk in a map or do some emotions on the map, he used the 4 sides emotions. Actually, most of the emotions facing are the ones that facing the camera. Whenever they laugh, they get surprised, they jump, they're always facing the camera, so they don't even need 4 sides for that. So, God. And I was planning to reorganize the data for even further for 16 sides for the 2D and half games, and 32 and 8 sides. Actually, I'm planning to make one of the games as 16 sides. It's a robot games and it's called The Thunder. And one of my plans is to deal with 16 sides. And I was going to organize a system that whenever the robot have animations, you have the animation, for example, for the 45 degree, and that thing get reflected to the 45 plus 90, 135. So it will be that side facing down left, and the animation that goes negative 45 degree reflected to the negative 135, and hook these up somehow by using the system. This is all good and dandy, but when I finished the last touch, when I finished the final touch on this system, it doesn't use sides anymore. It doesn't have a way to connect this side with this side and tell it, hey, you are a reflected one. And instead, we have these things. By using the action is the thing that determines the results. So if I say the action walk left and fire, it's different than walk right and fire. But I will use the same animation for walk right and reverse the image horizontally. And that's the thing. I didn't connect the action with the side. I didn't say I didn't make the system that support the side as how it's supposed to be. So I was thinking about completely delete the side system and live without it, and making actions that reflected on the sides to have a new action for each side. For example, being idle, like waiting. I need to know if the character is looking to the right or to the left or to down or to up. And this is quite even worse than the first idea, I guess. So here I am. Even though I'm talking to the camera, I changed my mind almost twice while I'm talking in the last 9 minutes. This issue, oh my god. I thought I just finalized the system. I contacted the team and I told them, hey, I want to meet you up because I finalized the system and I know exactly what I'm doing. And the last second, it just, hit me over with this problem. So there are two solutions. Either to completely delete the system, because even the whenever you select the animated particle, you see all the animations together in here. And as I said, I can save them as one animation. It doesn't matter. It is left or to the right. It just doesn't matter. You save it as a completely new animation. Or you can delete this one and reflect this one in the action. And I want to give myself the option of doing the stuff in different ways in the system. Definitely. But I don't want to make a system that's completely useless, and it's better not to use it than to use it. So this is the dilemma. I'm not sure, to be honest. This is the dilemma. The idea seems good whenever I made it first, but I see myself, I didn't connect it with the animation. I didn't connect it with the accessory slot. Actually, I was going to connect it with the accessory slot, but I found it is way too much and meaningless. Totally meaningless to connect the side with the AP in here. So I was like, I'm going to keep this suspended till I find a solution for it. because whenever you play in the game, you don't see these sides. You see an animation, the character waiting on the side, but you don't see this frame at all. It's just a representative as a placeholder for the character for the AAP, and it seems it's meaningless. The more and more I work on the system, it seems even more and more meaningless. Oh wow. Um, we have a crash in here. Congratulations. I apologize. I screwed up heavily somewhere. Um, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell happened, because I was selecting things randomly, and it seems I didn't catch something. Ah, when this thing became 0, and this thing hasn't added anything to it, so we called this thing, and this thing was empty. It shouldn't reset the value of the thing. So I'm trying in front of a camera again to figure out a way to solve this problem before the day end, before my artists call me and say, what do you have? I was like, actually, I'm going to reset the whole thing over. That won't look nice at all. Because this one wasn't selected, and this one triggered, and this one wasn't selected. It made all the issue, I believe. So let me go to this selector. Yeah, I didn't check if this one is not null. It didn't check a lot of things. So let me fix this error for a second. And the last one is this guy. Side frame CB. So yeah, I apologize again for the mess. Let me see if I'm going to select this. Will it screw up again or not? Yeah, it didn't screw up. Okay, because it weird. Anyhow, let's go back to the discussion and waste more time on that. Let's take a look on the animated particle. Original RF is used for calculation for the frame, and where the frame started as the start point for the animation, and it's really useful for the calculation. and it's really a huge mess. It's messed up several things in my life. One of the things that screwed it up with me when I tried to turn this thing into an accessory, and because of that I made the accessory form based on the side. So I made a dictionary of a list of accessory form, while if you go to the accessory class, it's only have a list of accessory form. It doesn't have the side with it. So each side have different accessory forms. Why I'm doing that, I'm doing that for organization. For example, imagine if you have a robot and you have a game that represents 32 different angles of the robot to make it look like a 3D, but it's already a 2D actually. And this robot, you have equipments that you can put it on its head, like a dual weapon. But these dual weapons look different on each side of the points. So yeah. But does the animation know which form is it? No, it doesn't. That's the problem. That's one of the biggest problem I have. The animation doesn't care which side it's loaded. So either I connect the animation with the side or delete the system. The system is not valid. So when you go to the animation page, it doesn't tell you which side is this animation living in. Because, once again, this system is not solid. I was trying to reflect some of them by doing this. Actually, at first, I was trying to reflect them in the hard code. And now look at that, it's a huge mess. Let me stop the video and be right back. We will start over the whole video. I need to think more about it. Sorry about that. I'm not going to publish this video.